Welcome back to Twon Used Car Don. Today I'm going to be replacing this speed sensor. I've done a short previously explaining how I had this vehicle come in the shop and it had the spare tire, and I thought the speed sensor the was indicated because I had a spare tire on, but it wasn't. It was the actual speed sensor, and it was the right front speed sensor. And you simply just take the bracket and the caliper off. This one, the brake bracket was part of the caliper, so it was just two 19, 17 millimeter bolts, and it just pops right off. And it has some brake rotors have like retaining screws. This one had three. Most of them have two. So I'm keep hitting on it when it actually had one more screw in it. And here we go. You just knock it off like that. So I want to apologize to you guys because I want to keep these videos coming, and I know I promised you guys at least 3 videos a week. You have my Tesla Tuesday, which I showed, and you have my Copper to Drop It Wednesday, and you have my DIY Thursday. This is a DIY Thursday, and I'm going to try to do these every other week, so just bear with me. And once you take the rotor off, there's your hub. And the hub has 4 bolts behind it. Like I said, I thought this was one of those hubs where you just have a 10 millimeter screw. You take the screw out, and there's the hub. But no, this had 4 torque bits in behind it. And I simply took my 3/8 ratchet and I loosened them first because when you're a service technician or a technician, or when you're working in any mechanic shop, we do not get paid hourly. So it behooves us to use tools to make the job faster. Here I use this 3/8 wrench just to break it loose because it has the longer handle. I was able to use the handle for leverage. But after I broke it loose, I took my 3/8 battery ratchet, snap-on ratchet, and I just zipped them off. Like I said, when you're a service technician, we don't get paid hourly. I'm not a service technician, but I'm a used car technician, and I don't get paid hourly. So it's like if you don't work, you don't eat. So use the tools that you can to get the jobs done fast as possible. And here you just zip the 4 screws out. And after I zip the 4 screws out, take them out take them out with your hand. I'm gonna bring it back down, and now you gotta pry the hub off because you gotta think this hub has been in here. This car is a 2018. This hub's been in here for like 6 years. Let me see, 2018. You got +2, 7 years. So just got to pry it around just to pry it loose, and we don't want to damage the bearing itself. So we take our time and we pry around, and eventually it'll just pop right off. There you go. And on the back right there, that's your wheel speed sensor. And if I would have known that, I would have replaced the entire hub. But because these bolt-on hubs, they often go bad, and you'll hear it. So if you're ever driving your car and you hear like a roaring sound, that goes with the motion of your tire, that is a bearing. And like I said, I would have replaced the bearing if I would have known that it was this design. Like, and this is my first time ever doing a bearing like this. So you simply have to pry around the bearing to get it out with a screwdriver. And once you pry it around, you get under the speed sensor. What I'm doing is taking the screwdriver and I'm twisting it, and I'm twisting it until it pop off like so. And there it is. There's the old speed sensor. And bear with me, I'm using a new camera too. And I actually like it. It tracks me, it follows me, it does everything I want, kind of like a Starker. Yeah, anyways. So once you get it off, you just bang it around until it sits flush. It was kind of tricky because it doesn't want to go in like you would figure like it came out. It came out relatively easy, but it didn't really go in easy. So it took me actually probably like 3 or 4 minutes just to bang it in. You simply just tap it around because you want it to go in flush until it all seats and seals, and then that's pretty much is it. It took a while, and I'm just banging and banging and banging. While I'm banging, I could tell y'all a story, but I'm not because I'm trying to get this video done because it's like late while I'm doing this voiceover. But I want to, if I tell you guys I'm going to do a DIY, I knew I had to make it for you, get my videos out because I'm trying to grow, and I want you guys to know that I have some consistency when I'm doing these videos, and you know what to expect. At least 3 times a week you're going to see me. You might not want to see me 3 times a week, but you're going to see me 3 times a week. And yeah, comparing the old with the new because like I said, it didn't want to go on right. So I'm like, what in the hell is wrong with this thing? Because I can't get it. So eventually I got it on and I came back and took a little mallet and I pried it around to get it to seat good. And after I got it to seat good, I came back and I used my ratchet to zip it fast. And after the ratchet, I came back with the extended handle and I torque it. I know a lot of people said on my previous video, you don't torque nothing. Look, dude, I bench almost 500 pounds. And I used to be in Germany. So I make sure things are good and tight. That's my torque spec I use. All right. So there it is. I got it good and tight. And it really wasn't as hard as I thought. So I'm going to lower it. And after that, you just do everything that you did in reverse. And make sure you follow each step. And like here, we're putting the rotor back on. The rotor's on. And once you get the rotors on, it was tricky because it has like you said, you got to line those little holding screws up with each of them, and it was 3. So I'm going to zip those in, and I only put back in 2, just to let y'all know that. So if y'all watching, and take the caliper off. Like I said, the caliper and the bracket are a 2-in-1, and I come across with the 19 or 17 millimeter here, like so. I don't know what I'm looking for right now. Yeah, I should have actually took this part out of the video, but it builds character. You know me now. You know what I'm saying? So took my 3/8 ratchet again, and I came right behind this with my extended ratchet, and got it good and tight again. German specs, guten tight. Yeah. So here we go, and it has a little 10 millimeter that holds the brake line. And after you do that, you come back, you get the tire, and you put the tire on. And also another person said, oh, you don't torque your tires. Look, I have a torque stick. This is a 21 millimeter socket. And here he is, you zip it on, go into start pattern. And after you go into start pattern, you get your torque stick. See, there you go. Boom, boom, and boom. And after that, we came back down, checked all the lights, and I actually did a test drive after this, drove it like 50 miles per hour, went around 20 miles, and it was all good. And there you go. Everything was done. No check engine light, no traction control light, and usually you have to use a scan tool, but I had the battery on hook, so I had to put a battery in it too. So if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe to Twon Used Car Don.